It is September 490 BCE. You are standing on the plain of Marathon, 26 miles north of Athens. The ground beneath your sandals is dry and hard. Your bronze helmet is suffocating. It traps every breath, every drop of sweat. You had been standing here for 5 days. In front of you, a Persian army. Historians estimate between 25,000 and 100,000 men. Behind you, Athens, your home, your family, your entire civilization. You are one of 10,000 Athenian citizen soldiers. There is no professional training, no salary, no backup. Just you, your shield, your spear, and the terrifying knowledge that if you break today, Athens burns tomorrow. This is the Battle of Marathon, and today I want to show you exactly why you would not have survived it. To understand why this battle mattered so much, you need to understand the world in 490 BCE. The Persian Empire was the largest empire the world had ever seen. Under King Darius I, it stretched from modern-day India all the way to Egypt and the edges of Greece. He commanded millions of subjects, hundreds of thousands of soldiers, and a navy that made every coastal city shake. Athens, by comparison, was tiny, a city-state of roughly 30,000 male citizens. But Athens had done something extraordinary. It had invented democracy. Citizens voted on laws. Citizens chose their generals. Citizens debated in the open air. To Darius, this was dangerous. An idea like democracy could spread, and a spreading idea was harder to kill than an army. 2 years earlier, Athens had made a catastrophic mistake, or a heroic stand, depending on how you look at it. The Greek cities of Ionia, on the western coast of modern Turkey, had rebelled against Persian rule. Athens sent 20 warships to help. The rebellion failed, but Darius never forgot. According to ancient historians, Darius was so furious that he made a servant whisper in his ear every night at dinner, "Master, remember the Athenians," every single night. Now, in 490 BCE, Darius had sent his finest generals, Datis and Artaphernes, with a fleet of 600 warships and an army designed to crush Athens completely, to make an example of the city that dared to challenge the greatest empire on earth. You are a hoplite, a citizen soldier of Athens, and the first thing you need to understand is that this armor is trying to kill you before the Persians even get the chance. Your bronze breastplate weighs around 15 kilograms. Your shield, the aspis, is another 7 kilograms of wood and bronze, nearly a meter wide. Your helmet is a full bronze shell that covers everything except your eyes and mouth. You carry an 8-foot spear and a short iron sword as backup. Total equipment weight, roughly 32 kilograms. That is the weight of a large dog strapped to your body, in September heat, on a dusty plain, while running. And here is the brutal reality. You paid for all of this yourself. Hoplite armor was not issued by the state. If you were wealthy, you had a full bronze panoply, perfectly fitted. If you were middle class, your breastplate might be leather, reinforced with bronze scales. Either way, your financial status determined how protected you were when the arrows started falling. You have been standing in this armor, in formation, for 5 days. The Athenian generals have been waiting, partly for Spartan reinforcements that may never come, and partly because they needed to choose the exact moment to attack. Every hour in full armor under the Greek sun is another hour of dehydration, muscle fatigue, and psychological collapse. You haven't slept properly in days. Your feet are blistered. Your shoulders ache from the weight of the shield. And somewhere across that plain, a man who has never lost a battle is watching you and waiting. The morning of the battle, you wake before dawn. Breakfast is whatever you carried from home: hard bread, dried olives, perhaps a small piece of salted fish. There are no field kitchens, no supply wagons loaded with food. Each soldier in the Greek army is largely responsible for his own provisions. The Athenian general Miltiades has made a decision that will either save Greece or end it. He has studied the Persian formation carefully. The Persians typically place their elite infantry in the center, with lighter troops on the flanks. Their plan is always the same: let the center punch through the enemy line and roll them up from behind. Miltiades is going to reverse this completely. He deliberately weakens the Athenian center and reinforces both flanks with extra men. When the battle begins, the Persian center will push forward and walk into a trap. But here is what nobody tells you about this plan. The men in the weakened center know exactly what their role is. They know they will face the full force of the Persian elite infantry. They know they will be pushed back. Their job is to hold long enough for the flanks to close in. Many of them will not survive that assignment.
The order comes. The Greek line begins to advance, and then Miltiades gives the order that no one expected: run. The distance between the two armies was approximately 1,500 meters. The Greeks ran the entire way. Think about what that means. You are wearing 32 kilograms of bronze armor. You are holding a shield the size of a door. You have not eaten a full meal in days, and you are sprinting nearly a mile toward a wall of arrows. The Persian archers were among the best in the ancient world. At full range, a Persian composite bow could send an arrow over 200 meters with deadly accuracy. But the Greeks were charging, closing the distance faster than the archers could reload and adjust. The charge was the answer to the arrows. Get inside their range before they could cut you down. Men on your left and right are falling. An arrow catches the man beside you in the throat. Another strikes a shield and snaps. The noise is indescribable. Thousands of men screaming, bronze clashing, the deep thudding of shields making contact with the Persian line. The phalanx formation is a wall of overlapping shields, each man protecting the man to his left. The momentum of a running phalanx hitting a stationary line is almost physically impossible to imagine. Modern military historians compare it to a slow-moving car crash, not explosive, but absolutely relentless. You stab with your spear, you push with your shield. The man in front of you pushes back. The men behind you push forward into your back. You cannot retreat. You cannot move sideways. You can only push, stab, and survive. Miltiades' plan is working. The Persian center, their elite immortals and Sakai warriors, has pushed the weakened Greek center backward. The Persians think they are winning. On both flanks, the stronger Greek wings have shattered the lighter Persian infantry. Now they turn inward. The Persian army, which moments ago believed it was on the verge of a famous victory, suddenly finds Greek spears pushing into both of its sides simultaneously. What follows is organized panic. The Persian formation breaks. Soldiers who were pushing forward moments ago are now running backward, toward the sea, toward their ships, toward safety. But the Greeks are faster, and they are furious. The chase to the Persian ships is almost as deadly as the battle itself. Men drown in the surf. Others are cut down from behind. The Greeks capture 7 Persian ships, a moment of extraordinary bravery that cost several men their lives in the shallows. When it is over, 6,400 Persians lie dead on the plain of Marathon. The Greeks lost 192 men. Here is a detail that most people know, but few understand the full weight of. After the battle, an Athenian messenger named Phidippides, who had already run 240 kilometers to Sparta and back in the days before the battle to beg for reinforcements, ran the 26 miles from Marathon to Athens to deliver the news of victory. According to the ancient account by Lucian, he burst into the Athenian assembly, spoke one word, Nike, victory, and collapsed dead. Whether this story is literally true or legendary, it captures something real, the absolute physical cost of marathon. Every man who fought that day gave something they could never get back. The modern marathon race, 26.2 miles, is run in his memory. Every marathon runner in the world today, whether they know it or not, is retracing the last steps of a man who died to tell his city it would live. The 192 Athenians who died at Marathon were buried together on the battlefield, an extraordinary honor in ancient Greece, where burial at home was the expectation. Their tomb, the Soros, still stands at Marathon today. You can visit it. Marathon did not end the Persian threat. Darius died planning a second invasion. His son Xerxes would return 10 years later with an even larger army, the one that faced the 300 Spartans at Thermopylae. But Marathon proved something that changed the ancient world forever, that a free people fighting for their home could defeat the greatest empire on earth. That idea echoed through every Greek battle that came after it. Could you have survived it? The exhaustion, the weight, the sprint, the chaos, the spears? Probably not. Most people, ancient or modern, could not. But the men who did survive it changed the world. This was Rise of Ruins. If you want to see what happened when Persia came back and what 300 Spartans did about it, that story is next. Subscribe, and I'll see you there.